Welcome back to our channel where we talk about Catherine, Princess of Wales and her royal family and share news and tales that haven't been shared before. We have some important news for you today. Prince Louis's bold statement after Camilla's shocking request stuns the UK. An insider source reveals that despite Prince Louis's striking presence during Trooping the Colour, which generated significant social media buzz, there are numerous conflicts occurring behind the doors of Windsor House, particularly regarding the relationship between Prince Louis and Camilla. The insider said that Prince Louis issued a defiant comment on Camilla's request for him to cease making his charming facial expressions at the royal engagement. The report said that Prince Louis remarked to Camilla, "My grandmother would never request something like that, and you are not my true queen. You are my grandfather's spouse." The unvarnished perspective of Prince Louis. A novel, epoch of royal transparency. Prince Louis, the youngest son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, is renowned for his vivacious and candid demeanor. At 7 years of age, he has already garnered public recognition with his vivacious personality and sporadic candid comments. In contrast to other royal family members who are rigorously instructed to maintain calm and diplomatic discourse, Prince Louis has shown a refreshing candor that often pierces the highly crafted facade of the monarchy. His remarks, albeit seemingly kind, sometimes include latent connotations, particularly about his assessments of Queen Camilla. The royal family has always been adept at sustaining a meticulously curated public image where every utterance and action is examined and evaluated. Prince Louis's frank disposition challenges this convention, providing an uncommon insight into the human dynamics that influence the monarchy. His comments on Queen Camilla have generated curiosity and speculation, not only due to their candor, but also because they illuminate the underlying tensions within the royal family. Although some may see his remarks as juvenile musings, they often reflect a more pervasive feeling that has long remained latent. Prince Louis's remarks are especially noteworthy since they come during a delicate transitional phase for the monarchy. The demise of Queen Elizabeth II signified the conclusion of an epoch, while the ascension of King Charles III has introduced novel difficulties and evolving dynamics. Camilla's rise to the position of queen has been a controversial matter, with several people still finding it difficult to recognize her as a genuine ruler. In this context, Prince Louis's comments acquire more significance, emphasizing generational disparities and persistent conflicts that continue to influence the royal family's internal dynamics. The monarchy's efforts to modernize and align with current expectations are complicated by the presence of a young prince who candidly expresses his opinions, introducing an element of unpredictability. Prince Louis's viewpoint, albeit still maturing, provides a distinctive framework for analyzing the changing dynamics of the British monarchy. Although his comments may resemble those of a kid, they possess significance, resonating with thoughts that have long been spoken within royal walls. Camilla's unkind conduct, a child's view on royal interactions. Prince Louis's comment labeling Queen Camilla as mean may seem to be a mere observation from a youngster. Nonetheless, it has considerable implications for his opinion of her conduct inside the royal family. At his age, children often interpret behaviors via emotional signals and direct encounters they see. Louis, raised in the company of prominent individuals, has been acquainted with the subtleties of royal decorum and social interactions. His forthright depiction indicates that he has seen instances when Camilla's comportment may have seemed aloof or dismissive, especially when juxtaposed with the affability he attributes to his mother, Princess Catherine. Insiders have said that Prince Louis has voiced dissatisfaction with Camilla's conduct at private family meetings and royal occasions. Although the public perceives a serene and dignified queen, it is said that her interactions behind closed doors may lack warmth. These occurrences, although inconspicuous, have not escaped the attention of the young prince. His views may arise from seeing Camilla's relationships with Princess Catherine, who is often seen as accessible and kind. If Louis has observed Camilla exhibiting a deficiency of warmth or outright coldness towards his mother, it is understandable that he would perceive this as meanness. Children, particularly at his developmental stage, frequently find it challenging to comprehend intricate adult interactions and instead depend on instinctive emotional responses to shape their judgments. Another element that may influence Prince Louis's impression of Camilla is her attitude towards royal tradition and discipline. In contrast to Queen Elizabeth II, renowned for her warmth and care for her great-grandchildren, Camilla is said to have a more formal and restrained demeanor. Although she does her duties as queen with decorum, she may not interact with youngsters in the same light-hearted or caring way that Louis is used to from Princess Catherine or his late grandmother, Princess Diana. His vivacious and impudent disposition may conflict with Camilla's more methodical and solemn nature, making him less likely to regard her positively. Initial perceptions may have enduring consequences, especially among a family as closely examined as the royal family. If Prince Louis continues to see Camilla as aloof or unfriendly, it may affect his future encounters with her, and perhaps inform his larger understanding of the monarchy's internal dynamics. His frankness underscores that even inside the most esteemed and well-organized organizations, interpersonal dynamics and emotional impressions significantly influence individual experiences. Camilla is not the authentic monarch. A royal identity dilemma. One of Prince Louis's most striking comments reportedly occurred when he candidly informed Queen Camilla, "You're not the real queen." At first glance, this may appear to be a child's naive misinterpretation of royal titles. However, the underlying implications of his statement expose a persistent dilemma that has long afflicted the monarchy, the enduring perception that Camilla does not genuinely belong in her position. Princess Diana continues to epitomize the quintessential queen, elegant, empathetic, and profoundly loved by the people. Her untimely demise further entrenched her reputation as the Queen of Hearts, a designation that persists in eclipsing Camilla's rule. Prince Louis, akin to many individuals of his age group, has been raised on narratives about his deceased grandma, Princess Diana. His parents, especially his father, Prince William, have guaranteed that Diana's legacy continues to be a prominent aspect of his development. Through photographs, personal narratives, and public accolades, Louis has encountered the portrayal of a mother who was not only aesthetically pleasing, but also profoundly linked to the community. Upon seeing Camilla seated on the throne, adorned with the crown originally intended for another, it is unsurprising that he doubts her legitimacy. His statement embodies a mood that transcends his own perspective. It is a sentiment echoed by millions across the country who continue to struggle with accepting Camilla as queen. The monarchy has always depended on tradition and historical legitimacy to uphold its power. Nevertheless, Camilla's role has been contentious from the first. Upon her marriage to King Charles, an official declaration was issued indicating that she would be designated as princess consort rather than queen in recognition of the unique circumstances surrounding her ascent. In 2022, Queen Elizabeth II endorsed Camilla's assumption of the title Queen Consort, and by King Charles's coronation in 2023, she was formally referred to as Queen Camilla. This transition, while well-planned, was seen by many as a violation of the monarchy's own commitments. For Prince Louis, who has been nurtured with a profound awareness of history and obligation, this alteration may seem perplexing and even inequitable. In addition to the historical intricacies, Prince William and Prince Harry have an emotional burden about Camilla's role within the royal family. The connection between both brothers and her has been intricate, influenced by the distressing legacy of their parents' marriage and the public controversy associated with Camilla's involvement in their family's past. Although they may publicly acknowledge her as queen, their private feelings are profoundly anchored in the past. If Prince Louis has detected any of these implicit conflicts, his candid statement may not only represent a personal observation, but perhaps an embodiment of his father's enduring sentiments. His statements, albeit well-meaning, reveal that Camilla's integration into the royal family and therefore the public remains insufficient. Camilla's fashion aesthetic, a convergence of generational styles. Prince Louis's alleged remarks against Queen Camilla's wardrobe selections may seem like innocuous kid candor, yet they underscore a persistent narrative that has historically characterized her public persona, a perceived dissonance between her aesthetic and contemporary royal fashion standards. In contrast to his mother, Princess Catherine, and his late grandmother, Princess Diana, both renowned for their elegance and fashion-forward sensibility, Camilla's attire has often faced criticism for its outmoded and uninspired appearance. For a young royal such as Prince Louis, who has been influenced by his mother's sophisticated and modern aesthetic, Camilla's more conservative and conventional dress sense may seem incongruous or even unattractive. Princess Diana was recognized for her audacious fashion selections, flared sleeves, huge collars, and vivid hues that deviated from the conventional subdued palette of royal attire. Her style was both iconic and profoundly influential, altering global perceptions of contemporary monarchy. Princess Catherine has perpetuated this heritage, seamlessly integrating royal elegance with modern trends. Her ensembles are meticulously designed to embody both heritage and contemporary, making her a regular object of attention within fashion circles. Conversely, Camilla's outfit has sometimes been characterized as dowdy or excessively formal, with large coats, subdued hues, and traditional styles that lack the panache typical of former royal-style icons. For Prince Louis, who is inherently attracted to dynamism, vivacity, and a fun spirit, Camilla's sartorial selections may seem rigid and unremarkable. His comment that her attire was too old-fashioned is beyond just childish observation. It signifies a wider generational change in the perception of royal dress. The younger royal generation, including Prince Louis, has matured in a period when style serves as a significant means of self-expression, necessitating the monarchy to adapt to changing aesthetics. Camilla's commitment to traditional and conservative clothing may inadvertently promote the notion that she is disconnected from modern standards, so exacerbating the view that she does not quite fit the position of queen. This fashion division also acts as a nuanced but important representation of public perception. Despite holding the title of Queen, Camilla has had challenges in attaining the same level of adoration and influence that Princess Diana and Princess Catherine have simply achieved. Fashion as a visible and accessible emblem of royal identity significantly influences popular perception of kings. Prince Louis's frank remark, although seeming trivial, highlights a broader concern. Camilla's fashion, like her position within the monarchy, often resembles a reflection of history rather than a forward-looking perspective. I oppose Camilla's ascension to queen. Perspective grounded in historical context. Prince Louis's alleged assertion that he does not want Camilla to assume the title of queen is perhaps one of his most remarkable comments, not because of its unexpectedness, but because it resonates with a feeling that has endured for decades. The British monarchy is profoundly linked to tradition, and titles possess significant historical significance and popular expectation. For years, the royal family and the British government asserted that Camilla would never ascend to the title of queen. The official position, reiterated numerous times, was that she would bear the title of princess consort instead of queen, a distinction intended to recognize the exceptional nature of her relationship with King Charles. This promise aimed to placate a public that had long grappled with Camilla's position in the royal story, especially considering her involvement in the dissolution of Charles and Diana's marriage. In 2022, Queen Elizabeth II sanctioned Camilla's designation as Queen Consort, and by King Charles's coronation in 2023, she was referred to as Queen Camilla. This transition, while meticulously orchestrated, was seen by some individuals as a violation of the monarchy's own commitments. For Prince Louis, who has been nurtured with a profound awareness of history and obligation, this alteration may seem perplexing and even inequitable. If he has been informed that Camilla was never intended to be queen, yet observes her exercising the title, it is reasonable for him to doubt the legitimacy of her position. His candid remark not only reflects his personal sentiments, but also encapsulates the widespread public sentiment that has persistently opposed Camilla's ascension. Aside from the historical setting, Prince Louis's remarks also indicate the persistent difficulties within his family. His father, Prince William, has never fully accepted Camilla's role, and although he upholds a professional and diplomatic rapport with her, he has not regarded her as a maternal figure. This dynamic has not gone ignored by Prince Louis, who, like many youngsters, is acutely sensitive to the unsaid feelings of his parents. If he has seen the nuanced gap between William and Camilla, or if he has eavesdropped on private discussions that cast doubt on Camilla's position, it is only natural for him to absorb these sentiments. His statement, although innocuous in intent, reveals the truth that Camilla's integration into the royal family, and consequently the public, remains insufficient. The monarchy has historically depended on continuity and stability to uphold its authority. However, Camilla's title alteration has introduced an aspect of uncertainty. For Prince William, who is next in line to the throne, the ramifications of this transition are extremely important. He has spent years carefully managing the handover of power, ensuring that the monarchy remains relevant and respected. However, the ongoing opposition to Camilla's role, now repeated by his own son, reveals that the scars of the past have not entirely healed. Prince Louis's remarks, although from a youngster, underscore that the monarchy's legitimacy transcends mere titles. It encompasses perception history and the emotional bond between the royal family and the populace they serve. Royal Protocol Breach. Prince Louis calls Camilla out. Prince Louis's alleged outburst on Queen Camilla's inability to observe royal procedure may seem odd coming from a 6-year-old, but it illustrates his deep grasp of royal customs and his unshakable sense of propriety. Despite his tender age, Louis has been reared in an atmosphere where decorum and convention are vital. He has witnessed his parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, painstakingly adhering to royal rituals, and he has seen personally how his late great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, personified the very spirit of regal tradition. In contrast, Camilla's attitude to royal etiquette has frequently been more casual, and for a youngster who has been taught the value of these norms, her deviations must look blatantly contradictory with the demands put on other members of the royal family. Camilla has long been renowned for bending royal traditions to match her personal tastes, a trait that has periodically brought criticism from royal watchers and traditionalists. Unlike Queen Elizabeth II, who was recognized for her uncompromising adherence to royal conventions, Camilla has been spotted indulging in activities that, although small in the larger scheme of royal obligations, still stand out in the highly scrutinized realm of the monarchy. She has been caught chewing gum at public engagements, a severe violation of royal etiquette, and has been attacked for her posture during formal ceremonies when she has been photographed slouching rather than maintaining the erect, dignified position required of senior royals. Additionally, she has been spotted not always curtsying to senior members of the royal family, a gesture that, although apparently modest, is a crucial component of royal procedure. For Prince Louis, who has been educated on the importance of these customs, seeing Camilla's nonchalant indifference towards them must be perplexing and maybe exasperating. He has been instructed that adherence to royal norms is vital, and when he observes someone in a high-ranking position apparently disregarding these protocols, it undermines the principles he has been taught. His alleged outburst, in which he highlighted Camilla's inability to adhere to procedure, demonstrates a profound comprehension of royal etiquette that is uncommon for a boy of his age. Moreover, it highlights the idea that Camilla, while in her position, does not quite fulfill the conventional expectations of a queen. For Prince William and Princess Catherine, who have diligently tried to foster a sense of responsibility and reverence for royal traditions in their children, Louis's remark may affirm their long-standing apprehensions over Camilla's role in the monarchy. Camilla and King Charles. A relationship subject to examination. Prince Louis's purported inquiry, "Why did Grandpa marry Camilla?" may appear as a mere question from an inquisitive child, yet it addresses one of the most contentious and emotionally fraught elements of the royal family's history. For the majority of the globe, the marriage of King Charles and Queen Camilla signifies a protracted and intricate episode in the history of the British monarchy, one that is profoundly interwoven with scandal, treachery, and public examination. For Prince Louis, born far after the peak of the royal turmoil in the 1990s, the dynamic between his grandpa and Camilla may seem perplexing, if not entirely bewildering. He has been nurtured with a profound feeling of familial devotion and obligation, and from his viewpoint, Camilla's presence in his grandfather's life may not correspond with the story he has been instructed about his late grandmother, Princess Diana. The relationship between King Charles and Camilla is extensively chronicled, characterized by adultery, public disgrace, and a protracted journey to acceptance. With the 1990s, the global audience saw with astonishment the disintegration of Charles and Diana's marriage with Camilla, significantly contributing to the controversy that culminated in their divorce. Diana's public admission of the affair, in which she notably said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," solidified Camilla's status as the one who disrupted one of history's most renowned royal unions. The aftermath of their parents' marriage was profoundly distressing for Prince William and Prince Harry, who were youngsters at the time, and their animosity against Camilla has persisted as a subtle tension within the royal family's dynamics ever since. For Prince Louis, who has been instilled with a deep respect for his grandmother's legacy, Camilla's presence in his grandfather's life may seem like an incongruity. He has matured listening to narratives of Diana's benevolence, her commitment to her boys, and her profound rapport with the people. Upon seeing Camilla in the role of queen, a position originally designated for Diana, it is only logical that he would scrutinize the legality of her status within the family. His simple but incisive query encapsulates a long-standing sentiment that Camilla's presence inside the royal family continues to evoke uneasiness and unsolved tension. A preference for recognizable individuals. Prince Louis's distancing from Camilla. Prince Louis's alleged inclination to eschew alone time with Queen Camilla in favor of his parents, siblings, and grandparents underscores his comfort within the royal family dynamic. At the age of 7, children instinctively gravitate towards those who provide warmth, familiarity, and emotional stability. A fragmented allegiance. Prince Louis's strengthened connections with the Wales family. Prince Louis's inclination to favor his personal family above Queen Camilla highlights a nuanced but important rift within the royal household. Individuals familiar with the Wales family have observed that Louis flourishes in the vibrant, nurturing atmosphere fostered by his parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine. His relationships with his siblings, George and Charlotte, exhibit fun companionship, but his connection with his grandpa, King Charles, is grounded in mutual fondness and the same interests, including gardening and conservation initiatives. This dynamic sharply contrasts with his interactions with Camilla, who is said to be more reserved and formal. Royal watchers have conjectured that Louis's hesitance to interact with Camilla arises from her reticent disposition and the implicit tensions resulting from her disputed ascent to the throne. Despite Charles's attempts to project a cohesive image with his wife, the emotional estrangement between Camilla and William's children is evident. For Louis, whose vivacious disposition flourishes in warmth and spontaneity, Camilla's more stringent approach to royal life may seem constraining. Insiders indicate that during family gatherings, Louis often seeks consolation from Catherine, or is drawn to Charles, whose patience and humor resonate more with his playful nature. This behavioral trend has attracted public attention, with many seeing it as indicative of underlying family discord. The monarchy's efforts to conceal internal strife. Prince Louis's frankness has unintentionally shown the monarchy's persistent difficulty in aligning its public perception of unity with the private intricacies of royal relationships. The institution depends on the impression of unity for its legitimacy, although Louis's comments and his avoidance of Camilla have exposed the difficulties in sustaining this veneer. Royal tradition mandates that all family members exhibit a unified face. Nevertheless, Louis's candid viewpoint has disrupted this meticulously constructed narrative. The royal family has allegedly taken measures to address the problem, quietly highlighting Louis's youth and innocence in media communications. The ongoing nature of his remarks, together with his apparent hesitance to interact with Camilla, has intensified conjecture on the actual dynamics of family ties at Buckingham Palace. Analysts observe that while Louis's conduct is improbable to directly undermine the monarchy, it underscores the inherent human frailties concealed under its opulent facade. For Camilla, whose role has been consistently examined, these instances bolster the belief that she continues to be an outsider to the Wales household, notwithstanding her title. A child's perspective as an indicator of public sentiment. Prince Louis's candid comments have been considered a reflection of the general public's feeling toward Camilla's rule. Decades after the upheaval of Charles and Diana's marriage, the British public continues to be polarized on Camilla's involvement. Although some have reluctantly acknowledged her as queen, others persist in linking her to the scandal that characterized the monarchy's most turbulent period. Louis's remarks, however innocuous in purpose, echo persistent uncertainties, exacerbating criticisms of Camilla's authenticity. Social media has significantly amplified these feelings, with analysts and meme producers analyzing video of Louis's encounters with Camilla. His alleged eye rolls during official interactions with her and his murmured criticisms of her tedious chats have been extensively disseminated, often accompanied by comments connecting his perspectives to historical resentments. This digital amplification has transformed Louis into an inadvertent emblem of resistance, with his naive sincerity acting as a surrogate for popular anger. The enduring consequences for the monarchy. As Prince Louis ages, the monarchy will encounter increasing obstacles in reconciling his vivacious disposition with the demands of royal decorum. His frankness, however charming to many, nevertheless presents dangers in an age of incessant media examination. Advisors are likely to counsel William and Catherine to moderate his candid disposition as he matures. Yet excessive intervention may jeopardize the sincerity that has endeared him to the public. For Camilla, the enduring consequences of Louis's conduct are dual in nature. On one side, his boyhood comments may diminish in importance as he matures and embraces a more composed public image. Conversely, they risk solidifying her reputation as a polarizing individual whose existence perpetuates tension within royal dynamics. The monarchy's capacity to manage this intricate dynamic will be pivotal in determining its future significance, especially as it endeavors to modernize under King Charles's rule. Ultimately, Prince Louis's candid expression presents both a difficulty and an opportunity. It compels the institution to acknowledge its humanity while necessitating a nuanced balance between tradition and the changing aspirations of a new generation. It is uncertain whether his openness will be a mere footnote in royal history or a cause for significant change, but his remarks now resonate far beyond the palace confines. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for now.